My dad started the company in 1980, and originally it was Go Faster stripes. It would, stick on cars back in the day, and so selling them out the boot of a car. And he's kind of gone from then to, it was sunroofs, wheel trims, even television screens in the back of headrests, all that kind of stuff. And then settled on parking sensors it was the early 90s, wasn't it? He was one of the first people to start bringing parking sensors into the UK. And so ever since then, our focus has been safety systems. It was always cars initially, and then we developed some technology ourselves, X-Wire. And immediately we saw that it had applications in the wider automotive industry, not just cars, specifically with trucks. And so in the last, 5 to 10 years, we've focused more and more on the commercial industry.
In terms of our products, we have two primary focuses. The car side, that we've been providing parking sensors for the last 26 years at this point, through companies like Ford and Vauxhall. And we also do heated seats. And then on the commercial side, we supply cameras, sensors, and then communication technologies for those. And that's really what sets us apart, is the unique technologies we've been able to develop for installing those systems. So everything we do has been designed to be as simple and as straightforward to use as possible, whether that be for the end user, the installer, or the fleet operator, so that they know that if they spend their money to acquire a certain level of safety, that will work every single time and provide the same amount of safety regardless of human input. So with X-Wire, it can install in about a quarter of the time of a conventional system. It eliminates a lot of the product cost required with fitting these systems, and then there is no driver input required at any stage to activate or deactivate that system. It will work 100% of the time, so long as the vehicle is working as it should be. It was one of our dad's great visions, and one of the things we really want to carry on is to provide safety to as many people as possible. We're not looking to hold these or profit from them, we want to share them with as many people as possible, and that's one of the things these grants have really helped us to do.
First was introduced to SCC Worldwide about 12 months ago by another electronics business that was involved in something called the Leeds Manufacturing Alliance. It was clear from the first meeting with SCC Worldwide that they had a really innovative piece of proprietary technology. What they were struggling with was how to take it to market, how to commercialise it, and then thinking further ahead, how they might scale production to meet any large orders that they received. So the introduction was initially to West Yorkshire Business Boost for some help with strategy around commercialisation.
The West Yorkshire Business Boost programme has a very strong working relationship with regional growth managers. I was invited by David Bagley from Leeds City Council to a meeting on site at SCC Worldwide to introduce the West Yorkshire Business Boost programme and to determine whether the programme could support SCC's plans and objectives.
The grant match funding through the innovation programme was vital. It was a cog that we didn't realise we didn't have until we got it. Nick Henderson organised 4 people for us to interview, so we got a proper match, because as a company we're a great believer in people and the ethos between people. And we agreed wholeheartedly that Bill was the match for us, and we started doing the project with him and realised that it was an essential part of our business planning now. And like with Nick and David, that we see as mentors to the business, Bill is a pretty crucial part, so we took him on independently and we meet with him every week for a business coaching session.
My dad set it up, and he died unexpectedly and suddenly in 2020, and so me and Ian have kind of taken on this role a bit prematurely, really. It was always supposed to be a succession plan. And my dad had the experience in the industry. He's been doing it his whole life, hasn't he? And so we sort of lost that
direction, focus.
Yeah, they just sort
everything
of
you need in a business, really.
Bringing in that element that we've lost to a degree, aren't we, as well, which is obviously very beneficial. Yeah.
In the 5-year plan that we put together with Bill, we're projecting a 1,200% increase in revenue over the next 5 years, an employee count increase of about 130%, and then a growth in margin by around about 5% gross.
One of the amazing things about this is the networking, because as we've been introduced to one person where they've seen we could get some help from another source, they've introduced us to another person, and we were introduced to John Sellers on the export side, who has since introduced us to people within the DBT on the export side, both European and international. John helped us with the funding application, which we would never ever have done or thought about before. No, it's looking back now, you think, gosh, how did we get here? You know, we're working with the DBT, we're working with Wicker, we're working with the West and North Yorkshire ones. It's and all through the Exemplas innovation programme. If we'd not have done that, we wouldn't be doing anything else. We've got a guy from the DBT who's working with us now on a regular basis with getting our we've got an action plan, an export action plan in place that we're working through with Mustafa, haven't we? And we got the grant funding through without any problem at all, and we got through some further grant funding, and again Bill Squires has been along every step of the way working with us on this. So it's been a real team effort from amazing professional people. That
because we used the grant money with Bill, didn't we?
We did.
To work on a specific exporting plan within which we're starting to sort of run with now, aren't we?
We are.
In the first stages of that. We ran a campaign that we, again through Bill in the UK, back in the last year we started it, like a lumpy letter campaign, and so we've sort of built on what we've been doing in the UK, but something kind of more of a statement, isn't it, I guess you would say. So we've produced these trucks ourselves that we've packaging out and sending to the UK as sort of a marketing effort to get in front of the right people and get the contacts there, so that when we then go over there we've got a good sort of roster of people to get in front of and show our stuff firsthand. And the funding that we've used from the scheme has been invaluable in all that planning.
It has, yeah, because the DBT people that we've been introduced to through John are working with people in the countries that we're interested in as well. So there's all this huge network of export help that we've got through this funding initially, which is brilliant.
Another thing that we need to thank the Exemplas programme for is the introductions and ideas given for the Made in Britain programme, which is something that, particularly in the export markets, is something that is highly valued and is not a thing we would have previously thought to go down. It would have been something that maybe we would have said when we were speaking with people, but having that badge and that sticker and the certificate that really backs it up has been very worthwhile in the conversations we've had.
Really excited to see where this can go. You know, they have got a really innovative piece of technology that's life-saving, actually, and it's got fantastic potential. So the help that West Yorkshire Business Boost has provided has taken them so far on the journey, but you know, there's a real opportunity here for SCC Worldwide.
SCC is a real success story for the West Yorkshire Business Boost programme as well as Leeds City Council. We've taken an SME that was previously had never engaged with business public funded support and was also sceptical to a position now where myself and David are viewed as trusted advisors. It's also enabled ourselves to provide additional recommendations and referrals across the wider business support landscape.
Absolutely, everybody we've met has been just lovely. They've all been very quick to react, very supportive, very friendly, just wanting the best for us. It's been an amazing journey, and still is an amazing journey.